you according to you.
What I have here in my hand is a front and a back page, and in between, all the wisdom that a spiritual being like yourself could use in your daily life. These are key wisdom principles for daily living. A book by Mr. Thando Melani, who is in studio with us today, giving us a bit of background, insight, and also some details about the launch, which is taking place tomorrow, which we'll also touch on as the interview continues. First and foremost, welcome, Wamgelegile Put. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. Wow, what an encounter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've got this amazing publication, which we can't wait to dig into, but it's written by someone. It's written by you.
Yeah.
So let's get to you first. Who is Thando Melani?
Well, Thando Melani is a very simple guy who just loves life and loves God, who's very practical about life, who grew up in Eklebecha, Ekasi. So I'm a Kasi boy,
Yes.
99.
Yes.
You never a Kasi boy 100%.
99, we're 1% with doubt. Upitum chol.
Yeah, upitum chol. So, yes, Ndindwana Sekasi, blind, grew up, got the knocks about life, who thinks deeply about issues, who wants to succeed in life.
Sure.
And so that's just me. In case I sleep underneath the bed, let me mention that I'm married to a very beautiful wife.
Otherwise, Olala Pines.
And the pants. Yeah.
That's great. And, family is the foundation of all of these things.
Sure.
And, we want to protect them. We want to impart izindo to them, but we also want to just do the right thing by family.
Yeah.
So for you, what was it that prompted you then to write this book? What drove you to say, I need to sit down and get this done?
I think people have been asking. I touch many people's lives, including the owner of this. That's why he wanted me to come to his radio station. I love people. I live this life. I've got questions about life. I want to be successful. My job is people.
Yes.
Yours is radio. I want to touch people.
Yes.
So people come with issues from me, from executives to simple people that you find on the street.
Wow.
And I found that we don't spend time. We've not taught wisdom. What we have, and what we strive for is knowledge.
Yes.
And knowledge is beautiful. It is powerful. Every one of us should have knowledge. You are gone without knowledge.
Yes.
But knowledge is not everything. So we think then that knowledge is everything. But knowledge is not everything.
So there's more.
The knowledge is within the house of wisdom. Because in the house of wisdom, there's discernment, there's understanding, there's insight, there's foresight, there's hindsight, and there are those rooms into that. So you find that someone might be building people like me, but in your private life, you are a dwarf. You are a public giant and a private failure.
There's no balance.
Because you don't have knowledge. I mean, you don't have wisdom. Because how many things that we know, me and you, how many of them do we do? So wisdom is the bridge between knowledge and action.
Yes.
Because wisdom focuses on by its nature, it's doing what you know. It's succeeding on what you know.
Wow.
So you find that there's no school for wisdom then. That you might find an executive, you might find someone who's good in sports, but his character leaves nothing to be desired.
I see. Okay? The attitude is not there.
Attitude, because wisdom is also the disposition
of
wanting to learn more. Wisdom is not perfection. is knowing when I'm wrong and learning to apologize to other people that've made a mess towards what they are going to, they are going, or to what they have achieved in their lives.
So sometimes it's even knowing when to keep quiet.
Yes. Yes.
You don't always have to be sharing.
Yes.
Sometimes we learn.
Yes.
We learn that way.
And for example, have you seen DJs? Have you seen people in your industry?
Yes.
Lungelo is never, I'd never said, but that guy is good. You know, that guy is good. The same as artist. You never say another artist said, wow, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's actually better than me. And you find then in this industry that no one gives another person a full credibility. Why? I must be seen. Okay. And to say that Lungelo is good, it's wisdom. And to know that there are areas that I'm limited in, that's wisdom.
Yes.
I can use other people to affirm you, to speak good about you.
Yes.
Not to speak bad about you because I want another gig.
I see.
So we need wisdom on daily basis, and it is something that we don't focus in, which I am persuading everyone here to focus on wisdom.
Yeah.
We need wisdom. If this country had wisdom, we'll have a better country.
And this is true. You know, the truth is often the simplest form of a sentence. Sure. You know, when we stretch it out, we know that now we're trying to paint it.
Yeah.
So the key wisdom principles for daily living. That title it's loaded with intent. It's loaded with intent. It's as a spiritual man. Are these principles that are for a specific grouping within a religion? Is it for Christian grouping or non-Christian grouping, or is it cross-denominational? It's a principle-based approach.
Look, when we speak about principle,
yes,
let's define what we're talking about.
Okay.
So principles are concepts, are laws, are precepts.
Yes.
When you were born, they were here. And when you die, you will leave them
here.
We'll
leave them here.
They know no color. They know no creed. They know no geographical setting. These are principles. So, principle of force of gravity, for example.
Yes.
Whatever goes up
must come down.
Whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Jew, whether you're a Muslim, African traditional religion, whatever goes up must.
Definitely.
Whether you are a CEO or you just an ordinary person, whatever you sow, you shall reap.
Yes.
So what I'm sharing here has nothing to do, though we fail in defining what religion is,
right?
But it has nothing to do with whether you are black or white,
right?
Whether you are tall or short, whether it has nothing to do with a preference. Principles are principles.
Yes.
In fact, Steve Covey says we don't break principles, but we break ourselves against principles. So principles remain the same. What I'm sharing here has nothing to do with preference. What I'm sharing here has everything to do with principles in which when you apply them, they give you success, a well-rounded success in your life. So whether you are in a tavern, whether you are in a mosque, whether you are in a club or wherever, I'm expecting that these will be discussed in parties. These will be discussed in gigs.
I see.
Because this is a way of life.
These are formulas.
Just like Newton laws.
Yes.
They're just
Pythagorean, all of them. Yes.
They're just principles. Lungelo, no one of us who doesn't want to be affirmed.
Yes, of course.
You don't say, I'm black and I'm African, so I don't want to be affirmed. It is a principle.
And it's in our nature.
There's an inherent thing in us that says, I want to. And so the more I affirm you, the more I respect you, the more I give you liberty to be yourself,
Yes.
the more I get the best out of you.
Yes.
And the more I succeed in dealing in my relationships with you, whether be it work relationship, whether be it whatever.
Yes.
These are principles.
Wow. And so it cuts across the board. If you apply these, there will be a result.
Yes.
It's a formula that you can fill in.
By the way, there is an opposite of wisdom.
Yes.
Which is foolishness.
Yes.
Now, hear me clearly. When we talk about wisdom and foolishness, we're not talking about IQ. Now, when we're talking about wisdom and foolishness, in fact, foolishness is necessarily people who are blunt in relations with people, with the world. They don't have an objective to live by.
Okay.
Everything is about them, and it's either by crook or by hook. That's their approach in life. If it takes me to stab you on my way to achieve something, it is referred here as foolishness.
That's so be it mentality.
So be it. One of the chapters I deal with desperation. How do you deal with guided and misguided desperation? And foolish people have got a misguided desperation in their lives. If it takes me not to have time for my children to achieve, so it be so. If it takes me to divorce, if it takes me to have another woman, just so you have that with wisdom. These are principles, just like the principle of knowledge.
Yes.
If you don't have knowledge, you are not going to amount to anything. Okay.
As clear as daylight.
So as clear as that. So every one of us then needs principles, but we do not focus on principles.
Yes.
We focus on the one angle of principles.
And how do these principles apply to the ordinary person on a daily basis?
One of the chapters I talked there about life-giving conversation. In any relation, let's say in any relation, brother, sister, sibling, husband and wife. For example, let me talk about marriage. I'm married. So stats says, psychologists show us that married couples spend an 1 minute, 24 seconds talking a day.
Between each other. 1 minute
communicating.
1 minute and 24 seconds.
Communicating.
Out of 24 hours.
Yes. Because levels of communication. The first level is casual.
Yes.
And
we specialize there. We can have a 4-hour conversation with someone and not know their name.
So casual.
Yes.
Even with siblings.
Yes.
I say, oh, John, where were you last night? Casual. Second one is business.
Yes.
Okay. Is there food? Where are we going for holiday? Do we have money? Business.
So more formalized.
And the third one is challenges.
Yeah.
I don't have money. There are problems.
Yeah.
And so couples can spend 24 years married. 90% of their communication is at this level.
Okay.
When there is a family meeting, Lungelo, what do you expect?
Nothing but the issues to be raised.
There's business. Or there is a challenge.
There's business. There's a challenge. Be it a death, but
and you can be a sibling.
Yes.
You can be siblings, and all that you have spent 90% of your life, you have communicated in that level.
Yes.
But there's a deeper level called life-giving conversations. For example, let's talk about life-giving conversations. Life-giving conversations, they've got something like affirmation.
Yes.
The presence, you matter, and listening.
Yes.
They've got love languages.
Yes.
For example, what will happen if this December, where I call a family meeting, Ekaya, in Kanduli?
Yeah.
I said, guys, I just have this. this time, dinibizele ubulela, that you matter to me.
To change the whole,
Thank you.
change the whole game.
Nkosi, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Lungelo.
Thank you,
Thando.
Sbanbani.
This
Thank
is
you.
what you mean to me. What will happen if we do that this December?
Sure. What
will happen if we do that as brothers and sisters and as friends? Lungelo, ndiyakufonela. Sejo, kunjani? Ejo, there's nothing that I want to tell you. Ejo, you've helped me and you matter to me. And I just want to tell you how much I love you. And you find relationships grow when we have life-giving conversation. That's a principle. That's wisdom.
That is wisdom.
And it's proactive by its nature.
Yes.
In other words, in the time quadrants, it's the second quadrant.
Yes.
It is important, but it's not urgent.
Yeah.
It is important that I tell my son that I love him. It is important that I sacrifice for my wife.
Yes.
It is important. It's not, when it's urgent, it's not her.
Yes.
It is important. The reason why we have problems in our families, we don't talk to each other, it's just because we've never told each other how much we love each other. Do you know that, Lungelo, there are people who are born from the same womb and they're brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Born in the same womb is your natural right. Being a brother and a sister is what you become.
Yes.
It's wisdom, action orientated. I must be able to be there for you when you need me. I must be able to listen. I must be able sometimes to sacrifice. Sometimes that you win.
Yes.
And that is wisdom. So in the book, part of it I share on that, because these are the problems that we are solving. Lungelo, I mean, what will happen in this country? We have leaders in this country.
Yes, we do.
But we don't have leaders with wisdom.
And there's a difference.
Yes. Because wisdom has got to do with vision first.
Yes.
You know, the Bible, the wise man says, where there is no vision, people perish. What does that mean? The word vision in Hebrew is actually the word that says there's divorce. When there is no, if I ask you what's the vision of our country, can take 5 people now and ask them, they will all give us
different answers. Yes.
And when there is no vision, there's divorce. That one wants to do his, that one wants to do hers. Everyone. It depends how loud you are, etc., etc.
Could that be because these principles, some of these principles that you touch on in the book, are not present in that sphere of what we are talking about?
Yeah, because we're concentrating on knowledge, which knowledge, by its definition, is limited.
Wow.
We're not focusing on, even at school, we are taught knowledge. We are not focusing on wisdom, because wisdom is broader. So will be your success be broader if you focus on wisdom. And so out of the encounters that I have with people, like this guy's got MBA in education, in business, but his business sucks because he doesn't have wisdom.
Wow.
This guy is married. This guy is a success here. But this part of his life sucks and he's not paying attention to it. Why? Because he's one-dimensional. Because wisdom by its nature is multi-dimensional. You see? So that's my persuasion. We need to turn into wisdom. And this is not a spiritual thing. This is a real serious, mystic thing. It's a real serious thing that every one of us needs on daily basis.
This is as practical as it can get. Practical.
Because wisdom is practical.
It's the application.
How do you succeed in life?
Wow.
That's wisdom. Because when you apply wisdom, you'll meet right people at the right place at the right time. You would know what to say and it doesn't mean you wouldn't make mistakes.
Yes.
Other people, other relationships, other businesses, other work environments could only be restored when Thando says, sorry, I should not have done that.
Wow.
I want to do better. Could have been better if we had applied wisdom. So you find that we have knowledge, but we're fractured in numerous places and in numerous facets of our lives.
And we fail to apply these things in order to lay out wisdom in the sense. Speaking of knowledge and wisdom, your launch is happening at Forte, at the Miriam Makeba, is it ECAVC building? Yes. Why did you select that particular venue? Is there an attachment to the institution?
Yes, there is.
Well, tell us about
Forte
it. We'd like to know.
Alma mater.
I love it. I
got wisdom. Part of my wisdom.
Yes.
I got it from Forte, and they were gracious enough to say, we want to do this thing in that you are our product. We want to help you launch.
That is amazing.
With us, you know?
That is amazing.
So I've got lasting memories of how I was given opportunities in leadership and exposure in many things at Forte. So I've got a serious attachment with no college.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why it's been there.
And so you join a long list of literary memory keepers, if I can say, who come from those hands and then also take books back to the library and say, give this forward as well. Tell us a bit about the details. What do people need to know?
It's tomorrow. If you are in East London, it's tomorrow at 2.
Yes.
Forte, Miriam Makeba Hall at 2. That's where I'll be launching my book, and we'll be talking more about it.
Okay.
Call everyone. I know a lot of people know me. I said that I can't see your comments. A lot of people know me, and I would love to see people there, just to support an African. We're reading a lot of white books. An American, just to support.
And we know a lot more about their written history.
Yes.
And ours is still verbal, whereas we have abilities to put all of this into.
I love what you're saying, the knowledge keeper.
Yes.
In the literal sense. So I'm there tomorrow, Sunday. I'm in PE.
Yes.
At Gqeberha. Same time. If you are in Gqeberha, you can come. Emendi down. I'm doing it at Kasi.
Wow.
In an art center there. Emendi, you know the Emendi.
The legendary Mendi Art Center.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
And the history behind Mendi.
Yes.
Who knew that books will come and beautiful things will come out of the tragedy.
Yes.
We're bringing that, which is good. So I'm in Gqeberha on Sunday at 3. Rather.
Are you planning to take the book on the road further than that as well?
Yes,
will there be more launches?
I'm from Cape Town. I was in Cape Town last week. I was in Joburg.
Okay.
This weekend I am here. Tomorrow and Sunday I'm still going to Durban and other things. And by the way, if people want the book, you can Google it in my website.
Yes.
www.thandomelani.com. And in my website, you can find it there. Take a lot does have it, and if you want a copy for yourself, you can call this number 082 354 3324. 082 354 3324.
And that's where people can get a one-on-one with their own hard copy.
Yeah.
It's a different story listening to it and listening to hear about how it came about. And then once you open the pages and go through it, something happens.
Awesome.
Something happens. Mr. Thando Melani, thank you so much for sharing this with us and inviting us as well into your world and your understanding, into your mind about this book, but also to your launch tomorrow. The details, 10 a.m. tomorrow?
No, it's 3.
Oh,
it's 2.
Let's pull up
It's 2 tomorrow.
Yes. 2 p.m. tomorrow on the 10th of December, Miriam Makeba Center, Eastern Cape Audio Visual Center, the ECAVC. Admission is simple. You buy a book, You go inside, because as with that the discussions are going on, you'll be able to page through, lift a few things, talk about the different principles, and obviously get your one-on-one with one of your favorite authors who will be there as well in the flesh to kind of unpack the publication for us. It's been a lovely time talking with you. We could do this all day. However, I have to make space for P, otherwise I will die. Now that is wisdom. Mr. Thando Melani, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with the book, and may God bless you and your journey going forward. And we want more.
Awesome.
We want more.
Awesome.
Thank you.
It's coming.
This is KNR.